Well, hey, good morning, folks. This is Nick Randall. I'm the live annuity marketing team here at Western Marketing. Today, we're going to have a webinar demoing our new AdviseRight sales platform. This is a sales platform we've been working on for basically about the past year or so. And what it is going to do is kind of revolutionize the way you do annuity business. This is all e-application based. So e-apps for pretty much every annuity carrier that we work with. In addition to that, there are some other functionalities with this system, CRM on the front end, some fact finder integration, as well as the CRM integration into the other aspects of AdviseRight. AdviseRight is the name brand for the actual annuity platform itself. On the front end is actually the CRM. And so in addition to that, we also have on the call Alex Hyman. He's with Annoying CRM. Kind of a funny name, but a very good CRM system that is the front-facing portion of AdviseRight. And so what I'll do is basically let him start off with that aspect. A couple quick housekeeping items before I hand things over to Alex. This is being recorded, so certainly if you have to jump off the call, that's fine, or need to record a version of this later on. I'll be sending out an email to all folks who registered for this webinar. So keep an eye out for that. And, especially during AEP when folks are a little bit more busy, if you do have annuity prospects, this is a way to do it a little bit faster. An e-application system reduces the non-good orders. It reduces just the stress of paperwork and making sure that everything is filled out correctly and it transmits to the carrier automatically. So that's, one of the many benefits of this during this busy time of the year. So with that, I'm going to hand things over to Alex to get things started.
Great. Thank you, Nick. Hello, everyone. My name again is Alex from Annoying CRM. That's our real name. We've been around for 11 years and have worked just to build a piece of software to help small businesses and small teams keep track of their contacts and leads. And we're thrilled to have this partnership with Western Marketing to connect AdviseRight and Less Annoying to make the system even more powerful for your needs on the insurance side. I'm going to jump right in here just to kind of get us going. What you see is the main workspace that if you sign up and decide to try this out, this is what your workspace will look like initially. These pipelines over here are the primary elements of the template that allows for the connection between these two to work, between AdviseRight and Less Annoying CRM. I'm going to show a few short, quick features related to contacts and how to get this going. The key to all of this is that we provide all-encompassing training and support to you. So if you decide to give us a tryout, you have a 2-month full version trial, and we're happy to do one-on-one training. So not just in a webinar format like this or group training, but rather we can arrange a time that works for you, and we can dive in here and jump into all the features, answer any question you have. The critical way we phrase it is, if you can turn on your cell phone, and I don't mean use your cell phone, if you can just turn your cell phone on, we can teach you how to use Less Annoying CRM effectively for your business. So if you don't feel yourself to be very tech enabled all the time, that's what we're here for, and that's about making something less annoying and easy to use like a CRM. All right, so I'm going to go up here and just get us started off by clicking on New Contact in the top left. Now, to be clear from the beginning, as I'm adding a single contact, let's create Tim Smith, that if you have contacts that are in an Excel spreadsheet or in some other form, a digital form, we can help you import all those. So don't worry about having to necessarily re-enter every single contact you have. If you have Google Contacts with a lot of different formats that we can help you get them into the system all at once. You do not need to type them all in like I'm doing here with this one. All right, so let's just we'll do that, and let's Social Security number 11111. Oops. So imagine that you have we have Tim Smith, and here's his email address and phone number. All information of any that you have as you gather about Tim's contact information or important details will show up here under Contact Info. And you'll see here his contact record. So this is where in the CRM, anything that you or your business does with Tim is going to show up. So for example, if you just have a conversation with Tim over the phone, talked with Tim by phone, ... that note will show up here. If you are solo in your business, it will always say you entered a note and at this date and this time. But if you have another person in your business, an administrator or a partner, and you're in the CRM and they put this note in, it would show their name and the date and the time. So it's a way of seeing sort of who was the last person at our agency to do something with Tim. Additionally, we have an email logging feature, which will take this email address. When you send an email, you include a special BCC address, and it matches that email to an email address in the system, and it will log any email you send Tim right here like it's a note, except it will have a little link where you can open up that whole email, including any attachments that you've sent Tim. So there's an email logging component, not just the notes that you type in. So that's the very quick brief on what a contact record looks like. There are several other things you can do, including you can assign yourself follow-up tasks to remind yourself of when you need to next connect with Tim. You can use our calendar feature, so keep track of when you want to talk with Tim next, or if you're scheduling an appointment, you can put in the calendar appointment so that you remember what day and time that's going to be. You can attach files directly onto Tim's record. You can put his picture here where there's this little icon next to his name so that you always remember what he looks like. And then when it gets down here, there's this annuity policy and life insurance policy. And so I've raced through a contact record and just some examples, little examples of what you can do. Again, please take us up on the one-on-one training we're happy to provide to give you a sense of how more you can use this for your agency and keeping track of Tim and other clients and how you meet people and how you remember where you met them and lots of other things that we can help with. But to get into the core of this so you can see what AdviseRight does in particular, I'm going to attach an annuity policy. So this is starting to keep track of Tim as a lead for an annuity policy through your agency. So I'm going to click on annuity policy. All right, so it's going to open up a window that's going to have many fields in it, and you're going to recognize many of these fields as important information that you need to capture along the way while you are gathering this information, getting ready to start hopefully moving Tim from prospect, where you see prospect up here, to him being a qualified lead, and then you have a meeting with him, you have a meeting complete and follow up, and then policy application and process. So I'm going to click on policy application and process. Imagine that we've met Tim and things have moved very fast, and now here we go. So we're going to start entering information. So Timothy, middle name Reeves, and last name Smith, and the date of birth right here, let's say, is 1950. There we go. Annuity, so we've got 111, 11, 1111. There we go. It's the right number set. All right, then renew. Basically, we'll leave this as what we see right here. That's just let's say that's what we have. Tim, is there anything else I should add in here before to check before you want to come over to AdviseRight?
No, that's good.
Great. So yeah, well, just as a simple example, we'll stop there. So we'll create annuity policy, and so now you'll see this big tag up here, which will indicate that Tim is in your annuity policy process and currently is a policy application in process. Just very quickly, when you go over here and go to reports, and you'll see two options, annuity policies and life insurance policies. When you click on annuity policies, you will see everyone that is in any stage of your annuity policy pipeline. In this case, we only have one, which is Tim. Here's his name, email address, and phone number. And then you see all the information that to this point you have for Tim during this process. So you can see his name, email, or his name, date of birth, and his social security number. So this is always the place where you can go to see, well, okay, who do I need to follow up with next. What's the next thing? What's the next piece of information that I need? So as this annuity report gets longer and longer, you can sort and filter by it. You can see who's the person I've talked to the most recently, who's the person I talked to longest ago. I want to look at all just my prospects, or I want to look at all of my meetings scheduled. So there's a lot of functionality here, and again, happy to work with you one-on-one. And please take us up on that. There's no charge for helping you with setup, training, ongoing support. That's all included, and all about being less annoying is to help you get make this super powerful for your business. But with that, I will pass it off to Nick to take us to the next step.
Very good here. So I'm going to get this back changed over to me. And then you can see the correct screen there, correct? Right, Alex?
Yep, I can see the workspace screen.
Perfect. All right. So this is obviously Less Annoying CRM. You've seen that already. AdviseRight actually goes through this system. So once you're in Less Annoying CRM, you then sign into the single sign-on portal. This is, you go to sso.wmacorp.com. This takes you to our portal, which takes you to the AdviseRight system itself. It's a single sign-on system, so there are some other functionalities within here. So once we get in here, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm referring to here. And here we go. So here you see AdviseRight. That's obviously what we're talking about today. iPipeline is in there as well. We've got the quote engine as well as the forms pipe in there as well, but we're going to go specifically to this AdviseRight. Before I go into AdviseRight, this single sign-on will actually have further functioning, further capabilities in the future. We'll have our less annoying CRM, but our Assurance Bay, other tools that we have, and certainly so it'll be more of a hub for you in doing business with Western Marketing as time goes on this single sign-on system. So once we're on AdviseRight, this is the actual workspace that we're going to have, where we're going to be able to do that needs determination, do applications. This is where we're actually do our basic grunt work, essentially, if you will, as far as getting things going here. So we have this needs determination. This is your fact finder presentation that you're going to do to, obviously more or less, review your client's data to make sure that annuity is the right idea for them. It's the right product for them based on, their unique financial situation. So we're going to go in here, and I'm just going to go and create this new one. And then we're going to actually pull over the data from Less Annoying CRM. So we'll just go into Less Annoying CRM. You're going to go right here to Programmer API. This is the code you're going to use. Let me go ahead and plug this in real quick here. This is the username. I don't think I got that right there. Back out of that here. Start this over again. Create that. And then let me pull over the username, which is that. And then you go over this Program API. It creates this token. So you just copy this token, go back into your needs determination, click that.
So Nick, just a reminder. So you switched them. So the code goes, the number code goes to the left.
My fault. There we go. Thanks for pointing me out on my data there. So
yeah, and then go back to the API, and then the API token was right. I think right below it. So it's right. Yeah, show API key, or copy to clipboard. Either one. Copy to clipboard. This is what you want to copy and paste. Yep.
There we go. My fault. I sometimes get a little backwards on that because I shouldn't have done this enough times to know. And that was under Tim. Select. And then this pulls over the data. So it just avoids that rekeying of data that we have to do. So the more data that you put into Less Annoying CRM, the more data that pulls over into AdviseRight itself. So we don't have to fill this information out now. We can leave this blank for right now, and we'll just go on to essentially what we're looking for. So this is going to be pretty much the same data here. We're just going to leave it as Tim. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no joint data on this one, so we didn't put that in there. So I'm going to put, Tim as a spouse. Let's call her Sue Smith. Enter in a little more data. Call her 8% and throw in her social. And this is obviously the spouse. And we will leave the beneficiary's information blank at this point in time. So here we're going through the data of just basically putting in this basic information. This is on Tim. We had that in there before, so take that as Beyond Street, whatever. And let's just say he's an engineer. He's going to retire at 70. He's married. No dependents there. And we'll say he's in a 22% federal tax bracket. Furthermore, spouse considered financially in the financial stability of this owner. Yes. Put in that date of birth. D. So a lot of this is just obviously just rekeying some of the different data. Like I said, the more information you put into Annoying CRM, the more that pulls over. We'll just throw in a phone number here of that. Now we're going to get into some of the financial metrics that we'll look when we're doing suitability for an individual. So we'll say he makes a salary of $70,000. He's not collecting Social Security yet, and he has the potential to collect $25,000 from a pension. We'll do 0 of that, 0 on rental income, 0 on employment, no alimony or child support, and no other source of income. And then also, kind of like what we see in any suitability form, and you expect to change the annual income. No, we do not expect anything changing. Here we're going to go through some of their expenses. So keep in mind this is annual household expenses. So make sure that when we're entering this data, we make sure that we're using the annual, not the monthly. So we'll just say that his house is paid off, he has 0 debt, and let's just say he spends $25,000 a year on utilities, food, and travel. No other expenses back here. I'm just going to 0 these out. Let's just say he's on Medicare, so let's just say his expenses for Medicare and everything else are $3,000 a year. We'll put 0 in additional taxes, 0 support, 0 college education. Let's just say he donates $500 or $5,000 to a church or whatever his institution is that he likes to donate money to, charity. Reverse mortgage in your primary residence, that'd be a no on him. And then any expected changes in the annual expenses, and we'll just put no there. Enter in the value of his home, value of other real estate, 0. Let's just say he has $150,000 sitting in the bank. He has $500,000 in securities, and he's got another $250,000 in his retirement accounts. He does not own any business. He doesn't own any annuities currently. Maybe he's got some cash value in life insurance. And here it'll actually tell you the total debts and liabilities is $33,000. Total net worth $1.1 million is what we have. This data can all be pulled out from here and actually sent over to a carrier. So you could actually print this and say, here's the data. So obviously we can do that pre-suitability check with some carriers. This kind of allows you to take care of that without the frustration of trying to rekey this data. It's all in here once you put it in here. I'll throw this in here again, 0 there. And then And then we'll put that he's not going to be looking to get out of this product for greater than 5 years. And we'll just put he's planning on keeping it for 10 years. This is where we're going to talk about some of the financial goals of the client. Is it lifetime income? Is it college savings, tax deferral, preservation, accumulation? Most scenarios seem to be accumulation these days, so we'll just put accumulation, and then we'll put that Tim has a moderate experience of financial literacy. And his willingness to accept risk is moderate. And then we'll also check in here that he has no planned access. This is a accumulation play, so ultimately we won't be worrying about that. And then the source of funds, we'll just say these are coming from stocks and bonds. And next. And no additional annuities or life insurance sold by you as the agent. But no there on additional funds coming from another annuity. If we're replacing annuity, we would put yes, and obviously put that data in there. So we're just going to say no for this demo. Here's all the information that went into this needs determination. We go next. Make sure all this data is in here. This will actually, if you can click on this little icon right here, this will show you information that is missing. So looks like it's not going to take that social, so I'm just going to put some other numbers in there. There it takes it, and we'll just throw in another phone number. All right, so there we go. Use determination met the requirements, so you can continue. And you can, this is just a needs determination. This is not an actual piece of data that's going to go to any carrier. So this, you can certainly say yes. It does not create any issues. And here you go. We're going to apply this. And let me go into, something seems to be not working here. We're going to say, okay, we've got that done. So, of course, the deal with demo, sometimes you have issues with a little technology, but essentially what that would do is then take you over to this, where this is going to be the actual application you're going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and start filling in some of this data so you can see. Let's just say we're going to go to a fixed index annuity, and we want to do it with Equitable Life and Casualty. We want to do their Teton bonus. I know a lot of folks work with the Denali product. That's not quite available on here yet. It's such a new product. We're still in the development process of getting that onto AdviseRight, so give it due time, and we should be able to have that. But essentially, you know, this is the actual live application that you'll go to. So same deal as in here. We can pull over this data. If that needs determination would have pulled over, all you would see is this data filled in. Now, some of this data will be filled in once you have that in there, and you're just going to go through the application process. The application looks the same as the paper application. This is just the online version. So you're not going to see anything too different. You're not going to see anything that would be different from what you would expect on a typical application. So, you know, I'm not going to go through the full data entry of everything in here, but this is the actual live application. So once all the data is completed in this system, it feeds right to the carrier. You actually will sign it. The client will actually sign it. It's all by email. So in times like this where we may not be seeing face-to-face, all this goes through as automation of email. So the client is going to experience something typical to what they'd see with DocuSign, where they would click on the link and then it says click to apply a signature. And that's pretty much the extent of the client experience and the toughness for the client. It's a very user-friendly system. Most people have used DocuSign. They know how easy it is to use. AdviseRight is the same way. It's not going to be something that somebody who, you know, as long as they can open up an email, click on a link, they can apply their signature. Once the client applies their signature, you get notified, your client signed the application, you go in, you go up here, you're going to click on where you sign it as well. That's it. And then you would submit it to the carrier. As I said, this actually works for pretty much almost all of our annuity carriers. There are a few odds and ends that aren't in there quite yet. The Denali, like I talked about with Equitable, that's still waiting for the e-application to actually populate, but give that another, hopefully another month or two, and we should have that product in there. But this is just, another way that makes it easy to do business with Western Marketing. AdviseRight is a system that will continue to evolve as time goes on. It'll get better. It will have more functionality. There's just so much to say about what the system will do for you. Less Annoying CRM is an absolutely wonderful CRM. I think it's such an easy system to use. Alex, it does integrate with MailChimp, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah, and that's free, so there's no cost to doing it as long as you have less than 1,000 contacts that you're loading in there. So you could essentially, use this as your e-blast platform too, to make sure that you can send out newsletters to your clients, send out, different information. If you send out a weekly email, you can use that system at no charge. So less Annoying CRM is just the front end of it, but it keeps you on task. It makes sure that you're able to do the functions that you need to do to keep track of your pipeline, to make sure that you're moving clients along from or prospects to qualified prospects and to clients, and then you can manage those clients from there. You can upload all the data. So this is a system that will just make your life a little bit easier. Technology is the way to do business, and Western Marketing firmly believes in technology that will help our agents out, and we want to make sure that we provide the technology so that you can conduct business efficiently and as quickly as possible. With that's kind of AdviseRight in a nutshell. Certainly we are happy to answer any questions that you may have. If you guys want to give us a call, certainly let us know. There was a question that came in on illustrations. Illustrations are one of those things that we're working on. We don't seem to have the capability quite yet to do illustrations in there. That is a technology that is coming. Unfortunately, the integration with the carriers is kind of on the carrier side in addition to AdviseRight. So it's kind of a marrying of the two to make sure the functionality is there. I would say within the next year or so, we'll have illustration capabilities for several carriers within here. So this will be your hub for pretty much everything annuity related. Like I said, annuity carriers are in there. There is single premium life in here as well. So I wanted to make that aware. So if you're using Equitrust for their single premium life products, those are in there. So you can use those. National Western Life is in there in it as well. And then there will be more carrier integration as time goes on. So this will not be just, maybe just an annuity platform, but more life as well. So we're hoping that we'll have final expense in here and just some other applications so that you can do most of your business electronically. That kind of answers all the questions that we have. If you have any additional questions, certainly feel free to give our office a call here at Western Marketing. Our number is 800-852-7152. Feel free to set up a free trial. You get 60 days with Less Annoying CRM. As I said in the beginning, in case you were coming in a little bit late, this is recorded, so the entire version will be available. And then I'll also be sending out an email this afternoon that has the replay of this demo, as well as some other information and how to click to join Less Annoying CRM. But certainly we appreciate you taking time out of your schedules for this webinar, and look forward to chatting with you here in the not too distant future. But appreciate all your business, and thanks for attending today.
Thank you.